Good morning. Buenos dias para todos. This meeting of the 23rd Senate Standing Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigations will now come to order. It is September 20th, 2024, and the time is now 9:48 a.m. Ms. Tagobo, please call the roll of the committee in session.
Senator Selena Arbavalta,
Presente.
Senator Jude Schneider, Senator Karina L. Magofnia, Senator Paul A. Manguania, Senator Donald M. Manguania,
Present.
Senator Jude Schneider,
Here.
Madam Chair, 4 members are present, 1 member is absent.
Sizes Masi, Senora Tagobo. With 4 members present and 1 absent, we have the necessary quorum to conduct today's meeting. Before we proceed, I'd like to take care of some housekeeping rules. First, before we begin with the introduction of the professional staff of the Legislative Bureau, I'd like to ask for everyone's cooperation to please silence all your electronic devices at this time. And also, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube and the NMI legislature's channels, and also on cable, Jonathan? No, not cable, but on Facebook, social media platforms for the legislature. At this time, I will introduce everybody, the professional staff of the Bureau. We have starting with our counsel, Mr. Joe Bermudez, our legislative assistant, Ms. Jolene Tagobo. We have our IT manager, Mr. Jonathan Diaz, and our sergeant at arms to keep order and decorum at all times. We have Sergeant Ben Terlahi. And for today's session, Senator Karina Magofnia is excused. At this time, we will go ahead with the adoption of the agenda. And can I get a proper motion to adopt today's agenda, please?
So move. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Paul. There is a motion to adopt today's agenda, and it has been seconded by Senator Jude Schneider, who is joining us virtually. Are there any objections to the motions? There being no objections raised, today's agenda is duly adopted. At this time, we will move on to number 3, statement from the Special Assistant for Administration, Mr. Oscar Babalta. And I will invite Mr. Babalta and the nominee, Mr. Thomas Atalik Manglonia, to please join us. Y responsabilidad niya gani si Senyor Babalta pero introduce y maapunta as Senyor Thomas Atalik Manglonia para este na comité. Senyor Babalta, por favor, consigue ang listo.
This is Mosi, Madam Chair. Now I'm going to visit Tafatumagi after several months. Ika na makuzumagi gini no. Dididik ko lang pagwasinenti sa yam ko gini nestiza. Kada taligi man natolta ta asoy manam ko ni manay gusto gini ni man funago gini gizaluta. Sinimbargo si Jesus Mosi ni oportunidad di para bagi gini. Nandang judang kulo na sumasi lakining kondukta EAGI public hearing ini gizaluta ipatay kung inapunta dan tinanso Gobernador sa Arno Palacios dan loki siguro Gobernador as David Apateng da tamay chansay man diluta giniluta ano tawta ni pag-expressa di diseyan niya ni man mapunta siya ni para private siya di fit discussion oficina kita di Commonwealth ni para majudaji administrasyon muna di programa siya ni manululfan kada dia. Sinimbat ko si Jesus Mosi Talumbay para todos Samso. Senator Paul, Senator Donald, dan si Senator Jude ni kay online fanan dan nasya tayo gula tanan na lakis Mosi si Senator Karina dan ni pamalo siya. Sinimbat ko mag-ofjo para introduce oficialmente no pinena para record di komite wao si Oscar Mabauta, Special Assistant para gobyerno dan segundo gobyerno sa Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor David Mundo Apatan. Kof magufjo para gagi gini pagunogan ni solemnly na ni bonito na ni para introduce inapunta ni gobyerno segundo gobyerno para komisyante member komisyante ni Commonwealth Casino Commission ni gagi opisina niya kita sa ipan as Senyor Tomas Atalig Manglonia. Di gobyerno dan segundo gobyerno atulis din oportunidad niya inakabali si Tinansonia por razón na umogan yes Mr. Manglonia napunta sa gay guano didi fet na inasus dan kinempende puda segini na Mr. Manglonia puda suntun edukasonnya bisnesnya siya ni Fanaigui dan todo asuntun bisnes ni siya ajuda komisyante member ni komisyante ni Casino Commission Kamo Commission no kung magupo para presenta pa oficialmente gisamso listo si Mr. Manglonia para open sa todo ni komite definition mismo afa na katkwed na question por asunto ni Commonwealth Casino Commission. Yung gobyerno dan segundo gobyerno as Governor Palacios Lieutenant Governor Patang apega con confianza giza ni para listo muna no desisyon ni Commonwealth Casino Commission. Tasinto nga todo na appling pagwi i-commission sa timunahong boto o sino membro ni para madisidi kabales ko para makana para manabindito una na komisyantin casino na estigi manananggan ni Commonwealth Casino Commission uno o dos membro talo di para kabales numero cosa que desisyon ni pofalofan ni menania o kabales na factos guahano akto ni para maprueba muna nga segun inasunya gini malofo siya na semana gaseta. Pues talon ba si Jesus Mosi, Madam Chairwoman Selina Babauta, and todo los membros senador di Zamo Committee ni oportunidad ni napatuzo magi para entrega gizamzo napunta ni gobyerno itiluta as Mr. Tomas Atalig Manglonia dan good luck para nominee dan lukino unang si Jesus Mosi mana total luta ni manggagi ini ni papaniko dan apa saya laki para ma-adopti usung pa komite para masaluda dan masapota pinantoy gobyerno dan segundo gobyerno. Pues Jesus Mosi ano ni totoluta 5% pagunogan. Buenos dias and tiro para amzo.
Si Jesus Mosi, Senyor Babauta, and buenos dias, Loke. Moving on, we will now open the floor for public comments, and I ask that if you are making any public comments that you state your name and the entity you represent for the record. Por favor, Senyor Kituka.
Ini na ba introduksi na gaw si Oscar P. Kiruwa matumagi para may sapotay nomination commission Cinema Gaming Commission si Mr. Tom Atalig no sen magofzo na man matam zumagi para incondukta stinam na junta o sino hearing ni para masinala si Senyor Tomas Atalig Manglonia para komisyante ni Gaming Commission tiramente Marianas. Toda mas dudaw ni Guiza no sueno dan menhalom dan inteligente gini para da eksperensyal gimana yang tin masay gobyerno pat personal dan business. Maulik nanaunas na prohimo da usapoputagi 100% na ginanjigi ni gobyerno. Doon na lokit ang kulo i gobyerno ni kanso si Senyor Tomas Atanik Manglonia sa dansi tinansonya dan ni segundo gobyerno as Senyor David Mundo apatang bueno pudeno na rason na gumagay gido dan loki iamdo na gobyerno na muhusga na hearing una namdo ng kulo na si Jesus Mosi da ufabubut na para makonfirma monisinya si Senyor Tomas Atarik Manglonia sa kapas, sueno, inteligente, dan manianti, gikat kuit manera parewa publiko dan ni gobyerno. Undang ko na sa Mosi para loke si Senyor Manglonia sa mangganjing siya gi gobyerno dan i private na lugar dan dongkulo na agresemento para agas di zona dan maunra gi loki maulik muna dan sueno estia daw udisesya mon na inkufit magi monisinya bienvenido para amdo todo un saludo para todos siya mangai yuni na komite i hearing di dos masi da ugagago i pinasensyan bido den nai i konfirmasyon sa eno apa besangan amdo na kapas si Tomas ni Jesu esta generasagia machocho dan sueno mo na todo tada dudao dan i publiko ni interamenti para luta dan saipan tinian sueno nanya si Jesus Mosi para amdo komite.
Si Jesus Mosi, Senyor Kituka. The floor is still open.
Good morning, Madam Chair, dan i komite. No nano si Mateo Santos. No gomay gizo gini po representative the Rhoda Gaming Commission in full support of Tom Manlonia, nominated by the governor to serve as the commissioner for the Saipan Gaming Commission. I've known Tom for so many years. I worked with him. And at the same time, he used to be the resident director for Labor and Immigration back then. And then after that, he was the CPA manager here in Rhoda. And at the same time, he's a businessman. So with all this experience that Tom possesses, he is more than qualified to serve as a member of the Saipan Gaming Commission. So I urge you, Madam Chair, and the committee to please give the support and confirm Tom to serve as a member of the commission. And I know Tom will definitely work with the Rhoda Gaming Commission, like what the previous commissioner did, Mr. Justin Malone. And I urge him, once he's confirmed, to please, assist the Rhoda Gaming Commission in the coming years. So thanks for giving us the opportunity on behalf of the commission. Thank you.
Si Jesus Mosi, Senyor Santos. The floor is still open.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of this body. For the record, my name is Michael Atalik, and I'm a resident of Rhoda. I'm here this morning I'm in support with the nomination for Mr. Manglonia to be the Commonwealth Gaming Commission. I've known Mr. Manglonia for so many years. He is the former resident director, like Mr. Santos mentioned, our commissioner, and is the former ports manager, and as well, he's a businessman. So I'm pretty sure with all the experience that he has, he is the right candidate for this position. And I know that Mr. Manglonia will not fail us, the people. He's going to make the right decision as a businessman and to be the gaming commission. And that's it. Thank you.
Si Jesus Mosi, Chairman Atalik. The floor is still open for public comments.
Good morning, Senators, Chair, Nanu si Raymond C. Castro, Gumagay gido gini para by Vice Favor para inaminin Senyor Tomas Atalik Manglonya para na komisyon komisyon gida para representate todo Marianas Marianas no gif na mag-festi sa wasya testimonyo esta masangan po di eksperyensya niya. Gaw ililiko na si Tam no edikaw na tautaw no wasya eksperyensya niya parewa government dan private. Pues zanggin tanada niya sti gobyerno dan private na sempi kulang bonito para inanaw niya sti para mapunta niya no dispensado lo governor si Jesus Masi dan Haji ma-represent diyan ay manominate si Tam o tungo esti na tautaw 40 anyos o kumpendi sa nalung korason niya law malagabay sa nganyam doon na sinya esti na tautaw no matsotso dan masyahad inigi presiso mungay na patafan na danya no tinafa mulig dialumi komisyon Ufan ang corazón, un Marianas. Pues esta mega sumangan po izon niya history, director, manager, toda mas sinya tasangan. Por favor, Madam Chair, fan akong pendi, data ingagagaw no parang konfirma si Tomas. Sa utungo este na daw na kapas, da sinya mas guahan, adilanto gi alumi komisyon o comprenda na gua adilanto lo sinya mas taliglay hafat man malilikla pois dispensaw ligo kanso welcome to Roda dan hamdulillah na staff no gef na magu festi mahehel esti taigini luta once in a while parewa senate para official na confirmation no namago dan por favor o gagagaw ganinitadong di corazon mizo painais ti tautaw sansa za o expressia o na massive bisyo para este komisyon za cosa ki sinya o kalamting zanggin 13 o 12 na komisyon ningayan ni manmunadan pos tanay o gagagaw konsiderasyon mizo pareho si Jude, dispensao no senator, no ugagagawa judumo para inconfidmasti, ibadin yung senador, na tautaw sa utungwa na kwalifikaw. Pois gi-closing, ugay za hamdo, za si Jules yung pambinindisi para i-decision mizo. Si Jules Masi, dan estaw talo.
Si Jesus Masi, Senor Castro. The floor is still open for public comments.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Madam Chair and distinguished senators. For the record, my name is Justin S. Manglonya. I'm a private citizen here in Rhoda, and I want to express my full support for the governor's appointment for Mr. Tom Manglonya. Tom is an educated individual. He has experience in government, and I'm sure there will be an asset to the commission, the Commonwealth Casino Commission. I am perhaps want to say that as a former Commonwealth Casino Commission commissioner in Saipan, I understand the necessity to have a big quorum in order to do any actions regards to the decision for now before them, especially regards to Imperial Pacific. Uh, I want to emphasize that the Saipan representative now in the commission, which comprised of 3 members, I think it is necessary to have at least a representative from Rhoda and Tinian. So it is important that Mr. Tom Manglonia be seated in order to have a better representation on the Commonwealth Casino Commission. So with that, I like to again emphasize my full support for Tom to be a member of the Commonwealth Casino Commission because of his wide experience and both in government and in private. So let me just close by urging the commission, the delegation from the legislators, I mean the Senate, to please confirm Mr. Manglonia as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
Sizosmasi, Senyor Manglonia. The floor is still open for public comments.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Madam Chair. Good morning, Senator Manglonia and Senator Paul Manglonia. Welcome back home, and everyone else and viewers. My name is Jonovan Lizama. I am here in support of Mr. Manglonia on the governor's and lieutenant governor's nominee. I don't know Mr. Manglonia much, but to the short time that I know Mr. Manglonia, he's been actually really supportive, with my journey, with our youth, and I'm just here to support him, and I know that he will make the right decision for Rhoda and our Commonwealth. And I want to thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lizama. The floor is still open for public comments.
Buenas and Holiday. For the record, my name is Ivan T. Merritt Jr. I'm a voter and resident of the island of Rhoda. Officially, I knew Mr. Manglonia from his time at CPA when he was the former port manager. I understand that Tom is coming to us to serve in the CNMI Gaming Commission for the Commonwealth. I just want to let you know that as a boardsman, Tom has it in him. He was able during his tenure at the ports manager's office at CPA Rhoda to combine all the tenants, whether they're from the budget rental cars at the time or Avis or the airlines, to come together and form a group and work cohesively with the administration and at the CPA Port Authority. I have full faith and confidence in Mr. Manglonia's endeavors. All I ask is that once we confirm Mr. Manglonia, let's give him the tools he needs to work with his fellow colleagues to address the issue. Again, this individual next to me is one of the most compassionate individuals I know on Rhoda. He doesn't have to do it, but every time he comes to Rhoda, he visits the mayor's office, the council, our public library, and asks, what can he do as a team player for Team Rhoda? That's why I'm here to support Mr. Manglonia. And then again, I would like to state for the record that I do support the governor and lieutenant governor's appointee for the Gaming Commission of the Commonwealth, Mr. Manglonia. Sizosmasi.
Sizosmasi, Senyor Merritt. The floor is still open for public comments. Thank you for your patience. Public comments for this nominee is hereby closed. At this time, we will reopen it for the other nominees in this afternoon's hearing. I want to state for the record that the committee received letters of support from Mayor Aubrey M. Hokok, Representative Julie M. Ogo, and a message from former Rhoda Senator and current Secretary of Department of Public Lands, Ms. Terry Santos, in support of the nomination for Mr. Thomas Atlick Manglonia. Additionally, the committee did not receive any letters in opposition of the nomination at this time. Moving on, I want to welcome and thank Mr. Thomas Atlick Manglonia for his willingness to serve on the Commonwealth Casino Commission representing the 1st Senatorial District. Mr. Manglonia was nominated by Governor Palacios on August 19, 2024. And for informational purposes, the last commissioner representing the 1st Senatorial District was Mr. Martin T. Mendiola, whose term expired on April 30th of this year. Mr. Manglonia, these nominations require the advice and consent of the Senate, and it is a procedure unique to the Senate. And this hearing being conducted on your behalf is the legislature exercising its authority under the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth to vet your credentials and fitness to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Casino Commission. It is also the obligation of this committee to recommend to the full Senate body to either confirm or reject your nomination. And that is why we are here today. I now ask you, Mr. Manglonia, to please rise and raise your right hand. And Ms. Tiger will please administer the oath.
Tomas A. Manglonia, you do solemnly swear under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you shall give in the matter at hand shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated. I will now recognize our counsel, Mr. Joe Bermudez.
During this period, we know that Senator Paul Manglonia is a brother to the appointee, but he is authorized to join and asking questions that may not be in the minds of the other members. So he's authorized to also join the discussion and asking any questions to the appointee.
Thank you, Counsel. I now recognize Senator Paul Manglonia.
Good morning. Thank you, Council, for that opinion, but I just want to express that I'm not here for strictly for the nomination of Tomas Manglonia. I'm here because I am really concerned with the pressing issues and matters pending before the Commonwealth Casino Commission, and I want to be well informed also as to the quorum situation. I just want to quote from a newspaper article in June of this year regarding the situation of the quorum with Casino Commission, Commonwealth Casino Commission, and I quote, Chairman Edward DeLong Guerrero has recused himself from the revocation proceedings, and this is for the Commonwealth Casino Commission revocation proceedings, because he has to serve as an advocate for the petitioner, the Commonwealth Casino Commission Executive Director, Andrew Yom. DeLong Guerrero said he can no longer unrecuse himself. He said in IPI's ongoing Chapter 11 bankruptcy case, if the District Court for the NMI decides in favor of the Commonwealth government and allows CCC to proceed with the revocation of the casino license, the Commission will be short one member to constitute a quorum. So even though they have three, technically they have two that can make a decision as to how we move forward with CCC, as was also explained earlier by former Speaker Oscar Babauta. I just want to state that for the record, because my position, Chair, in the Senate in the past has been that because there is no operating casino, that we do not need to approve and confirm another member if there is already a quorum, because of the fact that they have no operational budget And similarly, with the concern with the Rota Casino Commission, of which we were able to remove the guaranteed salary per year because there's no casino operation. Likewise, with the Commonwealth Casino Commission, there's no functioning casino business. So I continue to this day be concerned with the salary that is still in the books, that the government continue to be obligated if they have funding to pay the commissioners. So in this situation, I'm concerned about by the way, I still have that pending legislation in the Senate to also have the same legislation with CCC as we have in the Rota Casino Commission, so that once the industry is flourishing, we can revisit and pay the members, the commissioners. But as it is now, we're still obligated. We're still obligated to pay them. But and I think that's something that Tomas has to consider, whether he wants to take this and not be paid. But that's up to him. But my point in stating this is that at one time I did not vote in the affirmative to confirm the one member from Rota, because we already had 4 members on the commission, and why should we confirm another member when we already have a quorum? Today, however, we are in, besides the quorum issue, as was mentioned by Mr. Justin Manglonia, we're at that critical stage because we have to make that decision now moving forward. I understand that the people of Saipan, many of them do not want to see the industry continue. However, they are also balancing it with the purpose of the legislature passing this act for I guess meeting our retirement 25% and the minimum annual payment obligation to continue to help our retirees, as well as our medical referral and other public benefits that the people look forward to and anticipated with the establishment of this industry. And so we always have to be mindful why this was passed. And as you know, there were a lot of questions in how this legislation was passed, but nonetheless, that's the purpose for this industry and this legislation. Thank you for the opportunity to explain, Chair.
Jesus Masi, Senator Paul. I will now recognize the nominee, Mr. Tomas Atalig Manglonia, to give opening remarks, should you wish to do so.
Test. Jesus Masi, dan thank you, especialmente Loki para i-Governor's Rep, si Primo Oscar Babauta, pari atod gamat to, mga ginaugan para introduce the official benti para sa na komite. Buenos dias, Honorable Chairwoman Senator Selena Babauta, dan i-manhonorable siya na senador, man-membro na siya na komite, tunga nagagisijud gi zatinian gi virtual. Wala mo na siya danyay giniluta lo sinambat go guano okasyon niya loki. Thank you no members and tulong ka na senador presti na special onro i perbayo gay pago gininaugan iminan mizo. Inano si Tomas Manglonia, residentin Tinetu Luta. Pinini na malago na bayo extende un sendong kulo na agradecimiento para si Honorable Governor Arno I. Palacios, dan si Honorable Lieutenant Governor David M. Apatang, Jesus Masi, governors and lieutenant governor, pudi kumpiyansa dyan inanguko. Para familia siya ni man gaigi pagunawgan dyan todo siya manatungo. Jesus Masi pudi sa putasyon dyan gunay dyan mizo. After my nomination became public, I've been asked repeatedly, why? Why in the heck do you want to join the Saipan Casino Commission? O comprende kabalis hafa makikisangan. When tipo de bula siya issues, bula lawyers, bula siya suntun kotti, bula siya problema. Kuhongi gizahollum di corazono na istina nomination is oku calling. Listuzo modmud is oku energy. Medgud sensyahu para belfanazuda. And with the Senate's blessing, redizo para belfatotsu amano isinya na minakat para beldanai ipumalu siya casino members giza Saipan i administrasyon legislatura zan todo i casino stakeholders giza Saipan. Talwa unsen lang kulo na si Jesus Masi podesti na special unrui pamabigay paguna ugan za baitsagi ni nasinyahu umupi ofasya na question painzotti paguna ugan estiha si Jesus Masi.
Jesus Masi, Senor Manglonia. At this time, I will recognize Senator Donald Manglonia.
Thank you, Chair Babalta. Good morning to everyone present here today. Mr. Manglonia, congratulations on your nomination. Similarly to what was expressed about the relationship of Senator Paul, I would like to also relay that under the conflict forum, I am a second-degree relative, and so I will be participating in the discussions. However, when it comes to the confirmation portion, if the committee decides to advance Mr. Manglonia's nomination, I will be recusing myself. In the meantime, Mr. Manglonia, have you had the opportunity to visit the commission or speak to any of the other commissioners to see what's really going on and maybe not so much provide input, but gather information and what are your experiences with that, or what are your opinions with some of the stuff that's been going on within the commission?
I was invited a few weeks ago as a guest, but not as an official member for the last monthly meeting in July. And I got to meet all three members. But because of the active case before the court, I have no privy to discuss in detail what are the issues in regards to IPI, Best Sunshine. But I did met with them earlier.
Thank you. At least you're getting your feet wet, but have you had the opportunity to look over the casino law?
To be honest, I have not. I have complete copies of the act, the law, but once confirmed, I assure you that I will spend the necessary time to review and to discuss it further with the commissioners.
Thank you. And based on what you know now with the casino law and the exclusivity being offered to the sole licensee. What is your opinion in looking at other, or maybe amending the law to open that up and provide for additional licenses?
As you know, Senator, that's a very good question. But as you know, the case is very active, and I prefer not to touch any discussion in regards to any position that I have. I have probably a personal position, but if you can forgive me at this time, it would be safer to recuse myself from answering any questions in regards to the present casino license holder.
Yeah, and I understand that concern, but seeing as how you are not yet a commissioner, just on your general idea and understanding of what we've gone through in the past with having this one exclusive license, take away any litigation, do you think the Commonwealth should look into providing for additional licenses?
I hear so many suggestions floating out there by close friends and close associates. And personally, I think the more the better. The more casino we have, the more revenue we're going to collect. That's my position.
Thank you. Are you familiar with iGaming?
No.
So
Is that electronic?
Yes, but I think the way and what we've heard from yesterday's hearing with the Rhoda Casino Gaming Commission, they're starting to look at iGaming as an added activity, if you will, to land-based casinos where foreigners can log in and gamble online, but it will only be available to foreign players, provided that they also have the land-based the casino. And so they've looked at that approach. We're still getting clarification on the authority for the Rhoda Casino Gaming Commission to establish that, but I understand that Tinian is also working on they have their legislations with iGaming and are also looking at that option. If that's not something that you're familiar with, I recommend that maybe that's something you look into to see also if that's something that may work for Saipan. And, you know, considering some of the concerns from the community that they don't want to see this, they don't want to have this casino in Saipan, maybe iGaming might be another option that could be looked into to kind of get away from the land-based casino and focus strictly online. We've also heard from a business yesterday that specializes in establishing and trying to create this platform for iGaming. They've even mentioned, you know, if the casino commission takes in even 1% or less than 1% of taxes that are imposed in the revenues generated from online gaming, we're looking at, you know, over $10 million. And so I hope that's something that can also be looked into, but also keeping in mind the options that are available to Rhoda and Tinian and not so much interfering or, you know, competing against the other two districts. And so maybe that is an option that could be looked at and considered.
That's something to think about, Senator. But my personal opinion on that is we have so many pending issues in front of the courts. So I personally feel that it would be better to just focus on the casino industry on Saipan, and maybe later down the road, maybe we can look into that more carefully.
I mean, yeah, thank you for bringing it up. But I also bring this up in the sense that it seems like a lot of the responses we're getting from the Casino Commission is they can't comment because of, ongoing litigation. And so while your hands are tied right now, while the Commission's hands are tied right now in terms of providing any information, this would be an opportune time to look at the statute and see how we can amend that to best benefit the people of the Commonwealth. My only other recommendation and request is that if confirmed, if you can work with, while you are a separate commission, work with the Rhoda and Tinian Gaming Commission to see how all the three different islands and all their statutes can work together and not so much compete against each other, but and support each other so that we can see the benefits coming out from each of the three islands within the CNMI. And maybe also look at the possibility of having this one main gaming commission that oversees all three islands, as opposed to having three different commission. Maybe it might be beneficial and costs. It might save a lot on cost if we can establish one general commission that takes into account the different local laws that establish these casinos on these other islands, and then combine them into one and see how it could become this one main commission, just like how we have any other boards and commissions where we only have this one board or commission that oversees the entire Commonwealth. But keeping in mind that there are three separate legislations that establishes the casinos on all three islands, how can that be lumped together and operate as one commission that services all three islands based on what each island is allowed to do? So I hope that your time as a commissioner can be mainly focused on the overall casino law and how we can improve it or get rid of it if that's the intent of the commissioners and the people. But just revamping based on the experiences that we've gone through now with this exclusive license holder, how can we better improve the law to once the litigation and once everything from the court is settled and we move past that hurdle, how can we amend the law to where we wouldn't have to go through a lot of the problems that we're going through right now. And so with that, again, congratulations on your...
Senator, that's a very good idea, but I think it's going to be a very big challenge because, as you know, the Rhoda Casino Act was established by referendum, and the Saipan Casino was established by a legislative act. So that's going to be a tall task.
Yeah, and we can always put it out again for the people to make that determination if that's what is recommended by the commissioners, the Casino Commission, if that's the approach that they want to take. But again, just looking at the whole statute and proposing all these amendments that addresses the issues that we're facing now moving forward. So thank you again for being here and congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you.
At this time, I yield, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Donald Longoria. At this time, I will recognize Senator Jude Hofschneider. Senator Jude, are you able to hear us?
Madam Chair,
There. Okay, you're loud and clear.
can I just mic check? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thì sinyaw mo po.
Oh.
Try to undo the mic here. Pinina John the expression local disposition dan menyenangkan Zaluta for not being able to personally be there to attend this very public meeting put by the chair EAG committee. So I wanted to express my apologies for not being there, but nevertheless, I'm grateful that we have this access. No, it can appear virtually, so that gave me the opportunity to participate. Minados, my gratitude and congratulations and thank you to the nominee for even considering this appointment, because I do know Mr. Manglonia that he's a very busy man. He's a lot. To make sure that today and week he's trying to keep himself healthy, and of course he does a multitude of other services. Being a resident of Rhoda and now visiting Saipan often to help the people, so his heart is in the right place, and I'm just want to commend him for taking on this another task. I'm gonna shy away from asking any pointed questions as indicated and mentioned by Senators Paul Manglonia and Senator Vice President Bono, simply because of some of the response you get from the current members, because of the judicial review right now on some of the cases. I do, however, want to ask the nominee for a couple of what is your suggestion, or what is your view in terms of the questions that I'm about to ask? Since the inception of Public Law 1856, that's the enabling statute, this establishment of the exclusive license agreement is so important that it created other layers of legislation that not necessarily became law, but all the way up to the 21st legislature, there is another public law that's the most recent one. And I heard Senator Manglonia mentioning about pending legislation again in the Senate. But for this particular discussion, I also introduced a legislation in previous past legislature to allow the respective gaming commission, or for that matter, the Cinema Gaming Commission, to allow to give CPA in all three ports a space there to allow for gaming floors. And ipabutapasas ti exclusive license in Cinema Gaming esta we agreed by whether it's public initiative or an act by the legislature, we agreed that casino is another option to consider. So what do you feel, if confirmed, if we revisit this policy proposal to allow for gaming floors at the respective airports, the departure terminals of the respective airports in the CNMI?
Si Zusmosi, no, na question na Senator Jude. Very good point, no? The Gosya tawag loki gwini siya gi airi ini ni manaw tauta. Na kosinyamon no, por ejemplo, in line with na question kosinyamon, like por ejemplo no uma separao i casino gaming than i hotel. Any no sisweno no na suggestion no giairi ini manaw tauta. No personally no to directly answer your question no manunggizo na mientras un branch out no, mas benti bula revenue sinya ta realize za anong gizuloki nangin sumauno gi masya hafa kwet na kasin gunifi pat plano zangin para un kumpli plano mo tisinya na para un patasa para un pega halum debi un na halum to di dos patas zangin para tafan casino za successful casino giza saipan manhunggyo na debi everything is on the table debi todo ta considera tamano na para o futura za o kalamting mo na i casino industry tisinya na para ta na halfway debi likfino niya gi Texas Hold'em all in.
Okay, thank you no na lumuno answer no Mr. Manglonia. Y segundo na question batalo local legislation no gaya gi komiteya tabia o sino no gaya gi yang dia gi committee level na law. What is it calling for is the recommendation para allow the respective gaming commission jurisdiction to manage and enforce the poker establishments in all three islands. The statute is delegates or mandates or obligated Department of Finance to manage and enforce the poker industry nor the poker machines in the CNMI. So what do you feel about empowering or transferring the oversight and all that to the respective gaming commissions?
Sizus masi no na question senator za na question antes di bay hono magi paluta a question zo ya sagwa na question elengnya apa tumas na para un sauno gi saipan casino commission na esta agwa casino gi sa saipan lekon ya sagwa tamano tungo mo elengnya kotunungu gi club 88 pues senator sendinanciano na punto tu comprendi magay kabalis tamano na maseparawe no e-gaming bago na esta ma-establish gi sa saipan kula nesta normal operation na business gi sa saipan no tu comprendi often na maseparaw zan actual casino no saipan casino industry kulan dumose lo dispensa sa tutungo kabalis to may mano istorya niya ini.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Manglonia. I'm just reverting back to the Vice President Donald Manglonia's request. And a question earlier about unifying all the commission, the gaming commission. So kind of like piggybacking on that comment. I thought I'd ask that question as well because it is actually a legislation introduced di traverno may tutengi by full board. Now, for this internet gaming, just a quick fact. Bahat federal law no di bahasa no prohibition dan bahasa regulon ni tamano ni pata na posible ni sa I think after pandemic no sa bulan bulan siya the way we do business even the casino industry they were coming up with online gaming, internet gaming, something that you don't necessarily have to participate in a typical bricks and mortar facility. No, I think we always have to revert back to why is it that we dial in on having an establishment of hotel and casino, because part of the goal is not only that you want the casino players to play, you also want the hospitality side, the tourists, and all the associated potential market that's included in our marketing strategy as far as the casino is concerned. So no, we'll revisit this conversation again. I'm sure again sa kaso manayaw ni Mando ni Bugor is in it. No, I don't have anything more than just to encourage you to look at the big laws that created this industry in the CNMI, the Commonwealth Casino Commission. Although it's situated on Saipan, but it is a CNMI Casino Commission. Revisited sa mula pa siya no substantive changes sa not be faisino dan sa kaso no manayo ni pwede pero hindi. But before I yield my time, Madam Chair and members, I want us to reflect back on the reason why we dialed in on 1856. Remember that the gaming, this was preempted by the need for a financial infusion for the 3,000 retirees that are in jeopardy of losing their pension. So as a result of this policy and initiative, this particular law, this particular industry saved the retirees, literally saved the retirees by paying in the $30 million initial to accommodate the financial needs so that we can continue on with our obligation and our commitment to the retirees. So subsequent to that action, there is multitude of appropriation over the years that have actually assisted to settle some past debts of the government, including land compensation, some programs that is no longer in existence today because we cannot afford it. So we were able to pay all that. It's, fast forward to today, it is unfortunate that right now it is where it's at today, but I guess that's part of the process. No, when you have a big industry like this, it does have issues. But before I again, Mr. Manglonia, David todo duit ini the AMEAG Senate always would be remind ourselves that it's in an industry sumagba a threat of a collapse of the retirement system ni Pawas is every 3,000 nazutan no. With that, I want to impart and congratulations again for accepting this and I yield back. Thank you so much.
Cesar Masi,
Madam Chair.
Senator Jude. At this time, my turn. I would like to hear in great detail why you mentioned a little bit about it in your opening statement. Mafafaisino gano siya huzon hafa na malago manibbi. Malago zo humungok klaro hafa na on natod ka hafa na on taonga manibbi gini na komisyon ni bula problemanya. These are not issues anymore. They are problems. So we need solutions, meaning we need solutions. Let me provide some backstory. As Senator Jude mentioned, the enabling statute for the Commonwealth Casino Commission is the Public Law 18-56. The subsequent statutes he mentions are Public Law 19-24, which established the $3 million regulatory fee for the Casino Commission. And that $3 million is what is used by the Commonwealth Casino, CCC for short, to pay for the operations of that office and to pay their compensation as commissioners. And the agreement, according to the CLA, Commonwealth License Agreement Amendment number 6, the $3 million is to increase 5% by 5% every 5 years. So the next increase would have been 2025. To date, the last payment made on that $3 million regulatory fee, and there are three sources of funding that the exclusive casino license holder is required to fork out, to absorb. The regulatory fee of $3 million, which goes to CCC directly, the $15 million exclusive license fee. Of that 15 million, 11 million is for Saipan, 2 million for Rhoda, 2 million for Tinian. And the third fund that they are supposed to, obligated to pay, is $20 million per year for the Community Benefit Fund, of which the governor has the sole authority and discretion to utilize, which I don't agree with, because those are sources of funding that the legislature could arguably be appropriating. So for backstory, the last $3 million payment for the regulatory fee was in 2019. So IPI, and we will continue to mention IPI because they are the exclusive licensee. Taza otro kay lisensya. Pro fan conducta casino. So from 2020 to 2024, IPI owes $15 million on that regulatory fee for the casino, the CCC. The annual exclusive license fee of $15 million, last payment was made in 2019. To date, IPI owes $75 million on that fee. Lastly, the Community Benefit Fund of $20 million, last payment was made in 2019. So they owe $100 million on that funding source right there. To date, this is just IPI's fees to the Commonwealth government. They owe at least $190 million. That's larger than our CNMI budget and could certainly alleviate and return workers back to 80 hours rather than being on austerity. Of that $190 million, Rhoda is entitled $10 million from the license fee, the $2 million out of the 15. And possibly more from the Community Benefit Fund of $100 million they owe year to date, or from 2020 to 2024. $100 million they owe. Zangi patir tadbidin quatristi $100 million na pareo todo municipality, inclusive of the Northern Islands. $25 million Rhoda is entitled to. So 25 million plus the 10 million, that's $35 million for Rhoda, as well as Tinian. And I will cite certain things I was researching on the online. This is what I could just find online by a first string cursory search. In the Lottery Commission, sa akin the Lottery Commission ti pareho ni CCC. Lottery Commission gave IPI 6 months. This was in 2020. Gave IPI 6 months to pay the Community Benefit Fund that was due on October 1st, 2020. The new deadline was set for March 2021. Timapa siya ta, Luis. And this, I will quote from the citizen-centric report from the Commonwealth Casino Commission. The last report they submitted was in 2022. Imperial Pacific International CNMI LLC, their compliance with Public Law 18-56, 19-24, and 2138 continues to be a problem. It continues to disregard the casino regulations and commission's orders. Currently, the exclusive casino license is suspended until it complies with Commission Order number 2021-02, dan gasha otuna oddin ginini CCC. Afa balinya esti say oddin dan tigi makumplalay ne. Inigi nisita tasamba. Paugo gipresenti sige man asu I IPI tani CCC for a host of many reasons. Otro IPI estimates that it will need additional 100 to 250 million to complete the construction of Imperial Pacific in Saipan. These are statistics from 2022. Inflation, we have to consider inflation for the cost of the hardware materials for that. Casino gimagay debut from Northern sigun gi kontrata ni mafidman ni IPI. Debut man of Northern February 28, 2021. We are in 2024. Zatimunan na zana casino. The project calls for the completion of 329 hotel rooms of 5-star quality, 15 villas, along with 14,000 square meters of gaming floor. 14,000 square meters of gaming floor. Dongkulino na lugar ni Paraw Managua. Makina siya. Balin kato sinaguma sinyon hok sa galamedzo. So, Bayfay sinofan. Hafa na untang nga manyan bigini. Ni bula problema niya. And these are just the fees they owe to the government, not including, as you say, civil judgments against IPI ni mansinu ni kumpanya sa timan maapapa si empleyado. In fact, todo sila tatay-tagi gaseta na bula siya na foreign workers from Turkey in particular, uhaso. Timan maapasi ni dunya, quantos años. Zaman yoga los prójimos. Tattiko sa kisina matsagi marekohi. Often na duman madidibisya ni IPI antes yung madingo saipan. So hafa na malago ho, hafa ng tonga manyan
Ilingnya ya sagwaw, apa tumas ko ponzuti business. Logi hilu spiritun inaajuda. Senator bonito na question. Gihilu spiritun inaajuda. Muna patuesti na desisyon ti Libyano. Gini gi summer. Kana 40 na manawtaw luta. Madingoy tanota. Pagos ang gingaygid, ginahuzong pinahafan na okasyon, pinagupot, pinakristening. Debita day palabrata. Bula taw-taw man mamadedis eh. Guanay sige man magufit. Ita naman retiraw sa man resisibit kada 2 semana. Ita naman gay chitso. Ita naman gay business. Sigit man atsad gi. Ibisinutag yung banda. Kumakati korason niya. Safa. Niyong peso gibusan niya. 80 y pico, balinya ipigas giniluta. Kana $10 si corn beef. Pero napatu kareta gininsaypan mo giluta. Kana 4 meat. Mangakati taw-tawta. Man mamadedi si taw-tawta. Ti kontento zo, Senator, Honorable Senator, ti kontento zo para gauha bay mamagov sa ni familiaw, para gauha bay tranquikiluan po ini, maulik may goo, new tunguha, na familiaw, manautaw luta, dan kun todo'y Marianas. Esta zo uusun kano mano para airport. Ulili siya mandikiki pamagun familiata zani manyainan niya man aatang sige airport man kakati sa pamadingo isti na mangi tonu sa pafan manaligo hinagong niya nilala niya gitsogo na lugar istigi na rason senator na explica ya sa go zani familia na bay sacrifice masya tibula tempo sa tuloy tempo gagay gizo gi businessu zoatan kabalis na pabena siguro no successful loki business familia no mampus pinitizo na istisya i man masusesidi malago zo i manautautan man hono luta man hono marianas na zanggin maswektizo za mabindisizo na senador za malum zo gwini bayot sagi ni nasinyaw na bay kumbinsi mangatsongo gi saipan pumalu commissioners za ni gobyerno zan hamzuloki mismo na legislatura za tafan matatsun papa za tadzama kezo na wo isume separate i saipan commission zan i elected leaders zan i stakeholders za tafan konversasyon zan ginsinya kada semana kada mes tafan konversasyon za kabalis informasyon za tanamenus esti i executive session. I'm not really a fan of executive session. Debi talagang susung informasyon za famanung itauto hakfa siya man madiskukuti hakfa siya man masusesidi enigi na isinya masaputta i kasino industry. Zangin maulik i komunikasyon waktu gi gobyerno zan i segundo gobyerno. Zan maulik i komunikasyon waktu gi legislatura. Bumalu siya man magas, mazod. Tisinya isti gi gungwa discussion para tafan malago para tating kusina para tating kutina. Zaizo na sige tafan meeting. O mana para ini ge. Zabay prometi Hamzo na manurabli na senador na zanggin umalun zo. Fera di human resources parhafa na asuntun kotti. Enigi bentisi niya gwa dispensasyon gano. Lo todo asuntun kasino, todo asuntun para minaulik publiko, todo discussion debut aggang huzung eno gisyuda. Na famanungo gi taw-taw hafa kabalis man madiskukuti enigi igwinifio senator izota tourism industry tsatsaflik gwazi na hotel i 20% na izonya occupancy rate talia i higher of sinisidinya talilia siya pumalu mandongkulo siya na hotel and businesses gizasaipan man mautsum. I revenue na mahalum tinahong. Tinahong pa eskwela. Tinahong pa manmalongo. Tinahong pa referral. Bula siya. Sitwasyon. Zay ningi inawatod ka. Para baybira zo tati masyati completely under isina my government is the casino industry. Law uatod ga. Napabaybira zo tati. Zabay fanazuda. Enigi, Honorable Senator Sinintio, eno na question i unpaisin zo. Da sizus masi na eno na question.
Sizus masi no Senyor Manglonya. Un mensiona na unatod ka manazuda. Claudos tayo no gwinigi hearing. Lo half time mano ne zanggin tita kurihi i corazon niya i problema. No ni i una na casino ni gagigi sa saipan. Guaha siya reputable na news, international news organizations, Estas timunodsan matugi todo manauzungi internet manauzungi gasetania. Nabula sinedanya and I will quote from one of the sources, Bloomberg. Anay mabidesti I kumpanya ni Project Pre Casino, dosa unahalom na bid. The first proposal, and I'm quoting this directly from Bloomberg, the first proposal was from a group connected to a facility in a nearby island, Era I Tinian Dynasty. The second was from Imperial Pacific. And it seemed too good to be true. Despite having no experience in casino operation or construction, the company, IPI, offered to spend $3 billion on a mega resort out of all proportion to Sinamai's economy. Macau on the Marianas Trench. In 2013, several elected officials traveled to Macau on a fact-finding, they called it a fact-finding mission. Después anay man matutati no Sinamay, enseguida ma-introduce ila ni pro managaha casino despite itaw-taw-saypan timan malago. Nesti casino. Dos biyay umudjong gi baloto. Za taw-taw-saypan zo saunaw zo mambota no gi casino. Despite the revenue that it can bring in, megay na problema niya za tanak po. It's not to hongi na gambling is the answer to our problems. Gambling is not the solution. And I will continue to feel that way because of my upbringing. That's where I fundamentally gain that sentiments. Megay niya problema niya isalakpi. Gaw ko pumabli banti. Sa tao za problema kinibay bula salakpi za bula problema. So, lekta talo gini Bloomberg. Saipan's elected officials hired a group of experts to scrutinize the proposals. But when one of them, a gaming executive named Sean McCamley, found a major red flag, the people listed as consultants had had no serious discussions with the company, IPI. The government seemed untroubled. Di man inistod ba? In August 2014, the company IPI won the bid in exchange for a $15 million annual fee and other fixed payments and the $3 million and the community benefit fund of $20 million. And it was under extraordinary terms, 25-year monopoly initially. Subsequently, the legislature back then bent backwards for this one investor, so-called investor. And they continued to amend the law to accommodate IPI. The administration then continued to amend the casino license agreement. Otsubiyay ma-amenday zun na agreement. Sakada manggogo IPI to like ka fanesti. Man maulika I lottery commission. The lottery commission is different from CCC. Lottery commission by law is The members are, ex-official members are the Department of Public Safety Commissioner, Secretary of Finance, and Secretary of Commerce, and right tres, the Lottery Commission. Despite experts saying nagwa problemonyas these are non-political consultants, they're experts in this field. Man maulika, whoever was handling it back then. So, zangin sa kosa na makonfit mo ni Senate. Uno beo faisino junatan. Itaha giza marianas, mangay casino, lotaza casino tax. Las Vegas, Macau, todo ni mangay casino. Guaja casino tax. Y uno lo que na amendment ni mafatinas que legislatura y developers tax. Ma-exempt i casino from paying developers tax, 2%. Sa put mamaisin. Istigi siya na klasin kontrata ni ti debi di papailamasa nyo manigugosyo. Maila data na tungoy publiko. In the first place, ti man malago toto saipan. Neste na casino. Gracias a Dios, lo que veo admiten na sinadba, taimano ay lang niya Center Jude, sinadba didi retiraw. Lo pago parewa na sitwasyon ni manggayge sa timan manapapasista. Pues sinigi veo faisano pun ata ni casino tax. Timan in-affecta taw-tawtan no sa tawza ginigay casino. I-investor in-affecta no. Kada publiko mahungok po tax, estay nasun niya no fanan man traumatized no tawlo. Sa man mahanan todo na siya po na process ti tax investors the sinya fan ma-exempt publiko from certain taxes. Depende ako na tax. Lo por favor atan ene casino tax. Then it's the developer's tax. If we need to, we will amend the law to include that. Taza mas tibula question no, so taza operations ki casino. The information we have is from 2020. Hafa mas pa bin faisano uno tad ne mataotsong ko gano na siza as a commissioner. Pues yotro taza operations ki casino ki sa saipan. Pues sin mas taza otro mas question no, Senyor Manglona. Are there any other members on the poll? No, at this time we will, Mr. Manglona, you are hereby dismissed.
Jesus Masi.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Manglona. At this time, this committee will stand in recess until this afternoon at 1:30 when we will hear with testimony for and from Mr. Kurt John O. Maritita, nominated to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Election Commission representing the 1st Senatorial District, and that is at 1:30. It is now 1:16. This committee is now in recess. 16 a.m.